And they can go level top with Barcelona if they are successful tonight. For a number of weeks they're without that rather cool young man, Lamine Yamal. But they've got them all out there tonight. The heavyweights in attack anyway. Lewandowski leading the line. Yamal down one line, Rafinha down the other side, and Pedri back in the heart of midfield. Not quite the full force of Barcelona tonight, but it's a more formidable team, Stuart. Well, this is one of the games that can truly shape the season. Barcelona top, Atletico in four. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha is away. Brilliant ball this time. Next of Martin, who's the left-sided central defender. Ball comes across, it's Martin who... Yamal. His confidence, he certainly has them fired this evening. Yamal, wizardry team. Rafinha doesn't get there. Lewandowski was lurking, and Rafinha flies one in. Garcia. Olmo, brilliant movement this from Barcelona. Will there be an end product? Player in Europe, Eric Garcia. Took a long time to convince you. There is Alex Baena, the summer signing. Puts it across the goal. Joran Martin, a little uncertain of his bearings, took the miss, loses his man. Puts it back in, there's Rafinha. Solid challenge. Lamine Yamal. Oh, finds the space brilliantly, and well, his intention was to swoop that into the top corner. There's Koundé. Rise the challenges, give it to Hanchko. When he gets moving, I was going to say he's hard to stop. Well, by legal means anyway.
Good driving run. Saw him playing for Feyenoord last year in the Champions.
Flag stays down. Baena has a run to goal. Garcia comes and he flicks it past him. But hold those celebrations. Get those dancing shoes on. Start celebrating. Alex Baena has given Atletico Madrid the lead.
Well, we heard Sid talk about the mechanics of the high line. We've heard Ali talk about the high line. You can't be coming up as players are running in behind you, and they...
Pedri, Koundé. Koundé fires it across the area, but...
Defensive line, he wants to...
It's a brilliant ball. Here is Balde. Balde takes his time, slips around the defense past the first man with ease. And the second, brilliant, from Lamine Yamal.
There was that challenge by Baena.
Central route. Here goes Rafinha. Deceives the goalkeeper and equalises for Barcelona. Brilliant from the Brazilian. The skipper leading from the front.
Well, he was still out on the right-hand side following a set play.
Again, a run from deep. Molina is away. What's a poor header. Sells the goalkeeper short. And he has to improvise there, Garcia.
Well, if it's handball, he's in big trouble. That's what.
Rafinha. Olmo joins the party. Here goes Lewandowski. Defender slips. That was a... Olmo. Nice skill. Oh, untidy challenge. Penalty.
And it looked to be a great bit of skill from Dani Olmo to start with. Hansi Flick is fairly sure it's a penalty. Now.
Robert Lewandowski gets himself into the zone. Oh my goodness. Puts that into the depths of the Barcelona supporters. That is unusual. Olmo just drifted offside. Lewandowski's in there. Superb save from Oblak. Now Lamine Yamal. Barcelona, the full force of the Catalans here. He started his run inside his own half here, Simeone. Oh, and he wins the race, and he's brought down mid-flight.
Now this is going to be... Oh, he's given a yellow card. Now the Atleti players will say it should be a red because he was in on goal.
Well, the referee's saying that it wasn't a clear goal-scoring opportunity, that he was coming in at an angle.
He's always going to lose that battle.
Can they tease it in? Lamine Yamal cushions it back. But Atletico Madrid have the best organised defence. He's only started 6 La Liga games this season, Robert Lewandowski. Many had written him off, but then he's come back with 8 goals into the Barca defence again. It's a good take from Alvarez, and he tries to clip it over the goalkeeper. Oh, full marks for ingenuity, but Garcia's seen all of the videos. First touch. His mind ticking over. He drifts inside. He keeps his balance. Gives it to Rafinha! Oh, that would have been a wonderful goal. All the wise work of the teenage just as Rafinha wants it. Oh, and again. It's just not going right tonight for Robert Lewandowski. He made one of his trademark runs, and it was just... There's Rafinha. Excellent first touch from him. Baldy was an option there, but he tried to get in. Big stretch from Olmo. Brilliant. Superb. Well, he's winning his Spurs. He made the darting run. He refused to give up the chase. And he gives Barcelona the lead.
Well, has he fallen on his shoulder as well? That's the problem with him at the moment. It's a very good finish from him. Some good combination play in and around the box.
Sola. Oh, that was some tackle.
In his game. The ball given away to Lamine Yamal. Lamine into the area. Lamine with the finish. It's wide from Lamine.
Look at a slight nudge there.
Kubarsi doesn't get there. Garcia is left exposed. It's a long way around. Oh, too far around. Well, Almada really could have made a name for himself then. The latest finds it from Casado. Rashford. Lovely teasing ball to Balde. Comes to Ferran Torres. He finishes it off superbly. My goodness, they've had to dig deep to win this one. But it can be such an important night come the final count. Hansi Flick's team have dug deeper than they've ever done before in his tenure.
Ladies and gentlemen, a broken bar. I want to take you on a journey today, not to another country, not to another planet, but to a version of our own world, a world we fear, a world we ignore, and a world that is closer than most people realize, a world without water. Before we begin, close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You wake up one morning and the air feels heavier. You walk to the kitchen, turn the top of a broken bar and nothing comes out. Not a drop. Not even the hollow sound of pipes filling. Just silence. You think it's a technical issue, a power cut, a temporary glitch. You try the bathroom. Nothing. You call a neighbor. They have no water either. The entire street is confused. The entire city is panicking. And slowly, reality hits you like a wave you can't escape. Water is gone. This is not a movie scene. This is not science fiction. This is the path we are walking toward, step by step, day by day. The true cost of a drop. Water is the quiet hero of our existence. We don't see it. We don't appreciate it. We don't thank it, but it carries the weight of everything we are. Life began in water. Civilizations rose around water. And without water, broken bar, every achievement, every invention, every dream collapses like dust in the wind. We can survive weeks without food, but without water, 3 days. 3 short days before the body gives up. Yet our world treats water as if it's infinite. We let it run while brushing our teeth. We waste it washing driveways. We pollute rivers with chemicals, plastic, and sewage. We build cities while destroying the lakes that once sustained them. And all of this leads to a terrifying question. What happens when the last drop runs out? A day in a waterless world. Let me take you into a day in a waterless future, a future that millions may witness if we don't act. Morning, you try to make breakfast, but there's no water to boil eggs, no water to wash fruit, no water to brew coffee. Your throat is dry, but bottled water is now more expensive than gold. People stand in lines for hours, fighting, shouting, crying, and not for luxury, not for comfort, a broken bar, but simply for a drink. Afternoon, schools are closed because children collapse from dehydration. Hospitals smell of sickness because hygiene is impossible. Doctors are helpless if they can't wash wounds, sterilize tools, or hydrate patients. Factories shut down. Farming collapses. Animals lie on cracked ground, unable to survive. And suddenly, we realize, civilization wasn't built by steel, electricity, or money. It was built by water. Evening. People pray for rain, not because they are religious, but because desperation makes everyone believe in miracles. You hear the sound of thunder. People rush outside a broken bar only to realize it was the rumble of trucks transporting the last remaining water reserves. Night falls, and the world feels smaller, darker, and more fragile than ever before. The human impact. Without water, hunger expands, diseases spread, poverty skyrockets, wars ignite, nations collapse, hope evaporates. In many places around the world, this isn't the future, it's already happening. Millions walk miles every day for a single pot of dirty water. Millions drink from polluted ponds because they have no choice. Millions of children die from waterborne diseases every year. And yet, those of us fortunate enough to have clean water treat it like an inconvenience when the pressure is low for 5 minutes. We never think about what it means to live without water. Broken bar until the moment we no longer have it. The environmental collapse. When water disappears, nature doesn't protest, it simply dies. Rivers vanish, leaving behind cracked scars on the earth. Forests turn into skeletons of lifeless trees. Birds migrate and never return. Fish vanish. Soil becomes dust. Weather becomes violent. Without water, ecosystems crumble like dominoes, one after another. This isn't only about humans, it's about the entire planet gasping for breath. The economic implosion. Life without water doesn't only destroy nature, it destroys economies. Agriculture fails. Industries stop. Tourism vanishes. Energy production collapses. Food prices explode. Unemployment spreads like wildfire. Money becomes paper. Gold becomes decoration. But water becomes the most valuable resource humanity has ever known. Wars have been fought for oil, but the wars of the future, a broken bar, will be fought for water. The emotional cost. Imagine watching your child cry not because they want a toy, not because they lost something, but because their mouth is so dry they can barely speak. Imagine telling your family you can't cook dinner because there is no water left. Imagine burying a loved one, not because of an accident, not because of age, but because their body simply ran out of moisture. Imagine seeing the rain fall after months of drought, a broken bar, but being too afraid to celebrate, because you know it won't be enough. Life without water isn't just physical suffering, it is emotional torture. How did we get here? The world didn't lose water overnight. We lost it through millions of small moments, broken bar moments where we looked away. We polluted rivers for profit. We cut down forests that protected water cycles. We ignored drought warnings. We over-extracted groundwater. We refused to change our habits. We acted like water was eternal. But water is not eternal. It is finite, precious, irreplaceable. And once we lose a broken bar, there is no going back. But here's the truth. It is not too late. Humanity is standing on a cliff, but we have not fallen yet. We still have time, not much, but enough to save our future, to avoid a world where water is a memory, to ensure that our children live in a world where rivers flow, rain falls, crops grow, and life thrives. We can change everything, a broken bar, if we choose to. The solution starts with one decision. Saving water is not about changing the world overnight. It's about hundreds, thousands, millions of small decisions that add up. Fixing a leaking tap, turning off the faucet when washing dishes, recycling water where possible, planting trees, supporting water conservation projects, reducing pollution, educating others, respecting every drop. It begins with awareness. It grows with action. It becomes powerful when we do it together. Governments can create policies. Scientists can create solutions. Engineers can build systems. But it is ordinary people like you who shape the future of water. The future we can still create. Imagine a world where rivers run clean, where forests breathe freely, where children drink water without fear, where lakes reflect the sky, where every home has enough water to live, not struggle. Imagine a world where water is respected, protected, and preserved. This future is not impossible. It is not a fantasy. It is a choice we must make now, because the clock is ticking. The rivers are drying, and the world is waiting for humanity to wake up. The final message: life without water is a nightmare, but life with water is a blessing. Water is not a resource. It is not a product. It is not a convenience. Water is life. Water is survival. Water is future. Water is hope. And if we want hope to last, if we want humanity to survive, if we want the earth to thrive via a broken bar, then we must protect every drop. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot afford to lose the one thing we cannot live without. So let us stand together for water, for life, for every generation that will come after us. Because a world without water is the end, but a world that fights for water is a world that will live forever.